This episode of Mathematics with Mr. Richardson has been brought to you by Hilton Hotels and Resorts, downtown Anchorage, Alaska. Reminding you, at Hilton, if you're not satisfied with your stay, let us know and we'll make it right. Example problem 2. Adding rational expressions. What is the sum of the two rational expressions in simplest form? State any restrictions on the variable. We have x over x minus 1 plus 2x minus 1 over x squared minus 3x plus 2. So first we factor the denominators. That will help us to understand potentially any common factors, which will help us to discover the least common multiple. The right expression does have a factorable denominator, and that becomes x minus 1 times x minus 2. Note the x minus 1's in common. What we don't have in common in the denominators is the term x minus 2. So that will be what we multiply our numerator and denominator by in the first or leftmost fraction in order to arrive at a common denominator. You can see that below in red. Remember, we're multiplying by 1. X minus 2 over x minus 2 is 1. Just 1 written in such a way that it accomplishes a task for us. And we arrive at an equivalent rational expression on the left, being x squared minus 2x over x minus 1 times x minus 2. Now we do have a common denominator, x minus 1 times x minus 2. Therefore, we can follow the simple rules of addition of fractions, adding numerator to numerator, denominator stays the same, to find x squared minus 2x plus 2x minus 1. Some quick cancellation. Negative 2x plus 2x cancels. X squared minus 1 over x minus 1 times x minus 2. Note we have a difference of squares in the numerator, so that's factorable. That becomes x minus 1 times x plus 1. And now we can simplify or reduce further. The x minus 1's reduce, cancel, and we're left with x plus 1 over x minus 2. Now, of course, it should be noted that x cannot equal 1, and we can take a look at why. Note in the original expression, a value of x equals 1 would lead us to a denominator of 0, and that is simply not allowed. Not only that, we should also note that a value of x equals positive 2 in the second fraction's denominator would give us a denominator of 0 as well, and so that is also excluded from the domain of the sum of our expressions. So, do you got it? Or do you have it? Let's just do the got it problem. What is the sum of the two rational expressions in simplest form? State any restrictions on the variable. Part A. Part B. And Part C. Please respond to Part C using complete sentences. And do not forget to explain. Problem 3. Subtracting rational expressions. As you would expect, when subtracting rational expressions, you will need a common denominator. And your chance to prove that you have got it. Question number 1 of 2. What is the difference of the rational expressions? I'll let you read those in simplest form. State any restrictions on the variable. And question 2 of 2. What is the difference of the rational expressions shown here in simplest form? State any restrictions on the variable. I just have to say it. Work carefully and make your selection from the choices below.